What's up, guys? Interest rates continue to not track well. We saw a bump in interest rates, which obviously has an impact in people buying real estate, and that's both on the residential and commercial side. What's interesting is that I'm still seeing a lot of activity on the commercial side. Investors are still kind of moving. We're still limited in our inventory, and inventory is definitely going up on the residential side compared to what we've seen in the past. But on the commercial side, inventory is pretty tight. We are seeing movement with investors, which is good, but it's a lot of uncertainty. So it's nerve-wracking, as the adjustment, as a sort of, as the market's kind of adjusting and we're trying to figure out what's going on. The Fed has announced it's likely to do some additional rate hikes into the summer, which could put interest rates somewhere in the 7.5% to 8% range. So, at the end of the day, for commercial transactions, it's really a question of figuring out what makes sense, like financially, right? Because when buying a commercial asset, if you're an owner-operator, it's just a question of, does that cost work within your operations, right? The model of your operations. You got to pay a lease of some kind in most cases anyways. So really it's just a question of identifying are you going to be paying a lease or are you paying a mortgage? So on that side of things, I think things will keep moving as long as those businesses can obviously sustain. So that's really going to be kind of a big question here, right? As the market shifts, our business is going to be able to sustain either their leases or be able to consider a purchase. On the sell side, that's there's obviously going to be some challenges because now listings are going to really have to present well so that buyers are enticed to want to buy. And now there is limited inventory, so that does still bode well for sellers, which is good. Again, I'm talking strictly on the commercial side. That does work to the seller's advantage to some degree, but buyers are not as aggressive as they've been in the past to purchase. So they're also willing to pass on a deal if the deal is not really an ideal fit. 1031 exchanges are kind of the exception there, maybe, only because oftentimes a 1031 exchange is done for a number of reasons that are maybe slightly outside of a strictly finding out if the property is performing to optimally, right? As long as it's performing better or at least at the same level as the property that's being sold. There might be good reason for doing an exchange that way. Sometimes even if it's not performing better, but there may be not any capital expenses that are related to it that where the one being sold has some capital expenditures that are required. There may be some logistical reasons for that. Anyways, I'm really focused heavily on just creating content, just trying to share anything any insight. I'm trying to turn my regular conversations that I'm having with people just into content that I can share with folks out there in the ether about leases or purchases, sales, stuff like that. I'm doing a lot of short form video. I'm about to start doing more white papers and market reports and stuff like that to just do some value add elements so that anyone who's looking to either sell or purchase or perhaps get into a lease will be able to get some additional insight as to what that might look like if they've not done it before, or if they're looking for something that might be outside of the box or something of that nature. So I'm really trying to focus heavily on content now. I feel like I'm a little bit behind the ball because I probably should have been doing this for some time, but because it takes a while to kind of build up some momentum there. But this is where I'm at, and I got to do what I got to do. So and I know that's definitely going to be a winning tactic. It takes some time. So I am still looking at other ways of generating revenue through maybe some quick and fast services, consultation or something. I'm not sure yet. One of the ideas that I had was maybe commercial marketing for maybe for sale by owners or something like that, where you just kind of buy a packet, like a marketing package, and that marketing package is so that you can go ahead and sell it yourself, and maybe it comes out to be a little less expensive. Just to have an option. It's not going to really be as ideal as having an agent kind of walk through the entire process with a potential property, but it would offer at least another alternative for a seller to sell a property without necessarily having an agent involved, which I'm seeing a lot of sellers are liking, are trying to do more like FSBO style selling. I'm getting a lot more for sale by owners contacting me, just saying, hey, do I know of anyone who's interested in so on and so forth. So these are kind of like almost off-market style stuff, which is good for my buyers, but it's probably not going to get the seller the highest and best for the property. So if they can at least put a portion of it on the market so that people can see it, then they're more likely to get more activity, more traction. At the end of the day, honestly, the broker network is probably going to be the best way to get the highest and best value if you can get tied into the broker network, which typically the way to do that is to have a formal listing with a broker. But everyone needs to try whatever they need to try, and sometimes a FSBOs work. So it's not like it doesn't work. It just doesn't quite work as well, in my professional opinion. So anyways, I'm just, trying to figure this out, trying to see like what are going to be my next steps as an entrepreneur, how I'm going to navigate, what's coming. And I don't even know what's coming. It seems like it's a storm, but it could dissipate. I have no idea. But it doesn't look like it is. So I got to make sure that I'm also making adjustments to be able to navigate that as well. So if you guys have any ideas on, or thoughts of what you're doing in your business, that how you're adjusting ways that you're maybe providing additional value to your clients, and it doesn't matter if it's real estate or not, that's where I'm trying to go towards, like where can I do value add elements to for my clients. If you guys have additional ideas on what's working for you, things that you guys are doing, I'd love to hear it. Like I said, right now I'm kind of putting some of that together, so once I have that a little bit more solidified, I'll share some of those details. So anyways, I just want to kind of give you an update on what's happening with me, what's going on. My goal is to have a weekly video just to kind of share with you how things are, what's going on, and how I'm operating within my business. So let me know if you have any questions. Please leave a comment. Please feel free to share. I'd love to hear any thoughts that you guys have, whether you're experienced or you're just starting out. This is super helpful for me so that I can also maybe implement some of those ideas and continue to share some good stuff, some of the ideas that you maybe share with me with others. So it's going to be an interesting time. Like we're looking into, so I think some heavy rain, and we just got to make sure that we're prepared for that, and that we have that sort of flexibility and pliability to adjust with what's coming down the pipeline. So love to hear your thoughts. If you guys have any ideas, please leave them in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Peace.